We are Geeks Not Nerds. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince.
Vince, what are we talking about today?
Today we're going to talk about how to ask for geek stuff for Christmas.
Hey, that's interesting. And I'm sure people are still buying their Christmas presents right now as we speak, so this should be a perfectly well.
They're watching us on YouTube, sitting there buying
They're walking
stuff
around on their phones going, "Oh, this is convenient, isn't it?"
Oh, hey, Mom! I need underpants now. Oh, that's not what they said.
What are we a Magic 8 Ball there? Okay. How do you ask for geek stuff for Christmas? And I think that your idea. This was Vince's idea, but I think the idea is that we're talking mostly about from people who don't know much about the stuff, right? Yeah. 10 minutes on the clock. Let's get into this a little bit.
Yeah, I think there's one thing that really gets into a hang-up for a lot of people is that specificity is both your asset and your hindrance in this
Absolutely.
one. Because I don't know how many times I've talked to people who are like, I have no idea what my grandson wants. He says he wants this thing. And I say, okay, so you want Saints Row 3? Alright, good. PS3, right? Oh, I don't know. Well, you gotta know. Because you don't want to give them the wrong one.
And then that's when they start calling the person's parents.
Yeah, I just pulled the name of a game out of my head. I don't know if that's even for Xbox, but
I've had that happen at various retail places I've worked where you know they start realizing that they needed more information than they came in with. And they got to pull up their cell phone and they got to start calling people.
Yeah, and if anybody please spell things correctly, okay? If you spell
on your Christmas list,
yeah. If you spell things correctly, if you use grammar that makes sense, if you're a parent and your kid is helping something, make sure that that thing makes sense before it gets sent to your grandparents, because it's necessary. I mean, if you ask for one thing and there's more than one thing out there, it's difficult for somebody who doesn't know anything about it to really get you what you want or what you need, depending. I mean, if you're asking for a computer component and it doesn't work with your computer, maybe you ought not ask for it.
I have a tendency to forget that people have a hard time buying for collectors because you know, I have family members who are like, Captain, because my family members call me Captain Logan. Captain Logan, you are the hardest person to buy for at Christmas. I'm like, have you seen my house? I collect all kinds. That's the problem.
Yeah. I'm
like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So, like you said, then you try to be specific. I am both sympathetic and unsympathetic, depending on with people who have a difficult time buying folks things, depending on their attitude about it. Because the problem, and I hope I don't come off snooty when I say this. What bugs me is when somebody in your family or a friend or whoever it is, I'm not going to name any names, but I'm thinking of certain people I've had in the past who will be like, I want to know what you want for Christmas. I'll tell them, and then it's like, oh, I don't want to get you that.
Yeah.
And I don't really understand that. Where it's like, what do you? Especially when they say, what do you really want? And I'll give them 5 different things. And you know, not that I've got this whole laundry list of crap I want for Christmas necessarily, but some years I guess I have, especially when I was a kid. It's just like, well, here's something I want now. Here's something I want now. Why don't you just go get me whatever it is you were going to get me anyway? Because it seems like a lot of times I guess it's turning into a rant, but it seems like a lot of times, like when we're kids, we'll ask our parents, like, what do you really want? And you know that whatever you are opening is the same thing you would have gotten before or after that conversation.
What do you really want for Christmas? Oh, Deadpool 54. Here's a $10 gift card.
Now let me ask you: is it because that gift doesn't reflect the buyer, or is it because they don't want to have to ask questions to figure out what the heck that is? Like,
see, I think that part of the deal is that they'll ask once, they'll get it on a list, and if they call you up and say, hey, can you tell me what this crap is, then that means that whatever you are asking about is now on the table, and you can pretty much expect it. And so I think a lot of the time is that sometimes people just find it difficult. Well, for me, I'm not certain what question you just asked, but in my mind I just warped it into if a person doesn't know what it is on your list, then it's probably your fault, because they can take it to the store and say, here, Mr. Person with the name badge, grab me this thing.
Yeah, well, what I was asking is why won't a person buy you something they know you really want just because they don't know what it is? Like you know, I think I think there's different reasons for that. I think as the person making the list, and I mean, I don't want to make this like a strategy video for how to get what you want at Christmas. You know what I mean? Like a manipulative thing.
No, that's not what we're trying to do.
That's not the idea. But I think it's more about, you know, how to make things a little bit less awkward with your you know, non-geeky friends and family, or just people who aren't as immersed in pop culture as maybe you are. What I would say is going along with what you just said, tell them where to get it. Right on the list where they can find it, and tell them, walk in, talk to a clerk, hand them this piece of paper, and if this is what you want to get me, he'll go find it. Or here are 5 things you can get at that place. You know what I mean? So I don't know exactly what I'm going to get if you're going to, you know what I mean? And also, what do you think about gift cards?
You know, I don't like gift cards.
I don't like giving them, but I don't like getting them.
I think if you're going to give a gift card, you might as well just give cash. That's my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, because a gift card is like cash, only not as useful.
Oh wait, it's limited.
Yeah. So I think gift cards are a good idea, depending. I think a gift card to a particular, like a gift card to say Target or Best Buy, that's ridiculous.
Why?
Because you could just get anything that you could get at a department store, but only at one of these locations.
And you're saying there's no difference between giving me a piece of plastic with $25 on it and giving me $25.
Yeah. So,
all right.
Or if you're going to give me like, here, this is a really great place in town. It's $60 for a haircut, but my God, they have the greatest haircuts. And I want you to get one of these haircuts. So you give them a $60 card, like, oh, for a service? That makes sense. Or
for a place they've never heard of.
Or here's a $15 gift card to this, to Tivana, which is a great tea place. Like, oh, okay, well, I'll go to Tivana and I'll get some kind of tea.
I think it can make sense for restaurants, potentially also.
Restaurants make sense?
And I think it makes sense for any place that you're wanting to support because you know they're going to get the money.
Yeah.
Maybe that's part of the reason that you do it, too.
Yeah, so
like, you're like, I want this place to get this money, and I know they're a really good place, and I know the person that I'm getting this for is going to really like it. Well, anyway, this is kind of a different topic now, but...
No, but that's fair. I mean, I think gift cards are useless unless they are a very pointed gift. Because if you're giving somebody license to get anything, you might as well just give them money. But if you're giving somebody a specific thing, that makes sense to me for a gift card.
So what other advice do we have for people who like geek stuff, but their family or their friends don't know anything about them? Like I said, write down the place you can get it. Well, and websites too, like,
you know, yeah, websites. I mean, some people are uncomfortable ordering from websites.
That's true. Some people are.
Generally, I like to, if I create a, what am I doing there? If I create a Christmas list, if somebody says, "Hey Vince, make up a Christmas list for me," I say, "Okay." Well, I'll try to keep in mind that somebody's not going to want to go out there and buy a $50 issue, so I'm not going to ask for Deadpool 54.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
So
yeah, keep it in the person's price range. Don't ask for crazy stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
be respectful of the person.
Yeah.
That wants to know what you want for Christmas. Because first of all, they care about you enough that they're asking what do you want, and so they want to spend money on you. So it would be kind of rude of you to put a $100 item on their list if that's not the kind of price range they generally shop in.
I think the bottom line is one, be specific, but pattern your items to where it doesn't have to be that complicated. Yeah. I want Wolfman, the 25th anniversary edition from the year 2005 that came out with this guy and had this special effect in the 4th scene. That doesn't help anybody. But
do you think it's a good idea to give like your mom or your grandmother or whatever like actual information of what exactly it is that you're getting? Because some people will get kind of uncomfortable buying things they don't know what exactly it is. You know what I mean? I feel funky when I see like a nice sweet old lady walk into a video game. I saw this back when I used to work at a video game store. Yeah, you know, and she's trying to buy the video game that's on her 14-year-old grandson's list, but it's rated M, and like, you know, she probably shouldn't be getting him Grand Theft Auto. And she looks at it and goes, "Oh, I don't know if I want to get this for him, but there's nothing else on his list." And then she just gets it anyway because the parents said it was okay. Ugh, I hate that.
Yeah, keep it in mind.
I hate that.
Keep the gift giver in mind. Make sure that, like,
yeah, please,
like you wouldn't ask your
don't
grandmother
make
to go
your
pick up
grandmother
lingerie.
Yeah, don't make them feel weird about it. You know, make them feel like they got something that. I guess it's weird to say try to make the gift you asked for reflect the person that's maybe getting it for you. I don't know if you can do that.
You know. I think it's worth keeping the gift giver in mind. I mean, financially, keep the gift giver in mind. Practicality of finding something. If you make your list a bunch of things that are out of print, you're probably not going to get anything from that list, and then you end up getting a sweater with a horse on it.
Which, if that's your bag.
Yeah, I mean, if you like sweaters with horses, go for it. But if you'd rather have a sweater with a TARDIS on it, whatever.
You just mentioned clothes. I want to say this real quick. This just came to me. I've learned something over the years now that I'm not a kid anymore. I don't know if I'm gonna say this real quick. I don't know if I should expect that any teenagers or kids that might be watching this will actually buy into this advice, because I don't think I would have when I was a kid. But being the age I am now, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I like getting clothes for Christmas now. I do. I didn't used to. When I was a kid, I wanted the geeky stuff. You know what I mean? I wanted my comics, or I wanted my action figures, or I wanted a movie, or whatever it was that I wanted. But there's something I'd never considered until I got older, and that is, if they get you clothes for Christmas, or if they get you stuff that you need, you don't have to buy it yourself. Maybe when you're a kid, you're not going to think about that kind of thing because you don't have to buy that stuff anyway. But I mean, especially once you're in high school and you have to buy more of your own stuff, which I'm sure some people do. Like when I was in high school, if my mom had given me money for gas for Christmas, that would have been okay, because then I could spend my money on stuff I wanted. Just throwing that out there. Maybe getting practical things for Christmas is not a bad thing, because then you don't have to get them. I don't know. What do you think about that?
It's not a bad idea. I mean, granted, for me, I'm so frugal that if I get practical gifts, I'm not going to go out there and buy myself something cool anyway.
Oh yeah, that's true. I do. I do perhaps spend more money on myself than I should.
I wasn't trying to be a judgment there.
No, that's okay. That's all right. It's cool.
I think you're in the group
that
most people are, and I'm in the group of I would pinch my pennies. I've said that wrong on purpose.
I'm also.
That's what I want you to believe.
I'm also in the unique situation where when I buy a lot of the fun stuff I would buy for myself would also be things that my wife would equally enjoy. So a lot of the times when I buy things, I'm buying things for my whole family, and then it's cool. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, nobody likes the Punisher other than me and a bunch of other guys that live in basements.
But not yours.
Yeah, I don't live in a basement.
And even if you did, they wouldn't live in your basement.
Yeah, they wouldn't live in my basement because I don't have one.
Well, there's maybe more avenues we could have explored with this, but we've got the topic started. If you have anything you'd like to say about gift giving and about specifically, how to ask for stuff people don't know anything about, I think it's a really interesting question, and it's something I think we all deal with every year on some level. Leave us a comment in the comments and let us know what you think about it. Also, if there's something you'd like us to talk about in a future video, be sure to put that in the comments as well. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince, reminding you to support your local comic book store with stuff on your Christmas list.
Hello everyone, we are Geeks Not Nerds. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Sick Vince.
Hey Vince, you're not feeling well.
Nope.
Oh man.
The end. Video over. I'm going to take a nap.